Did I not call it? I was the only one that liked that movie. It is me, Blakesta408, and I'm back with another movie review. This week for Movie Club, we watched Exit Through the Gift Shop. Basically, it's a movie about a guy who was making a movie, and then Banksy was like, I want to make a movie on this guy, so he makes a movie on that guy. And this guy is Mr. Brainwash, or Terry something, I forget what his name is, but I know him as Mr. Brainwash. And it's a pretty cool movie. Now, I just gotta say this from the start, you have to really be an artist to really appreciate this movie. An artist like myself, that's a piece by Banksy himself. Well, I mean, he didn't make that, but it was the design. He's made some other designs that you've probably seen. And yeah, the movie was directed by Banksy, which was really cool, because I mean, I'm a huge fan of him. Mr. Brainwash I didn't really know about, but he was very interesting, as you learned in this movie. And the crazy thing is because it's a documentary, which, by the way, it was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Documentary, and then it lost to Res Repo, which being an artist, I think this should have won, but that's just me. But this whole thing is filmed like on location, and like you see everything happening through everything that Mr. Brainwash is recording. And so I just like it how like you see them, they're on roofs and they're being all dangerous, and it just makes it that much more interesting. And the cool thing is that this movie is disputed over its authenticity. People are saying, did Banksy just plan all of this to make it look like there's this crazy guy, or is this guy just really crazy? Which I think this dude's legit. I think this movie's legit. I don't think Banksy actually planned all of this, even though he would do something like that. It's just crazy to know that Banksy's first and last movie he's directing was nominated for an Academy Award. Also, one of my favorite moments is when he's following Shepard Fairey. You know him from the Barack Obama pictures and the Obey pictures, which, by the way, amazingly, through this movie, I found out that was Andre the Giant. And yeah, and like you really get interested in the Shepard Fairey, but then he's like in there for like kind of like half of the movie. Well, a little more than half. My favorite part is when this guy, because he's a filmmaker, Mr. Brainwash started off as a filmmaker, then went into street art. They're going around, they're putting up stuff or whatever, and one guy comes up to him and he's like, I'm not gonna arrest you. And then the guy runs off and he's like, I'm not gonna arrest him. I wasn't gonna arrest him. I just thought it was funny. Also, it makes you really want to like tag something. Like, it really makes street art interesting. And yeah, even if you're not a street art fan, still watch this movie because it does make it interesting. Just the way they shoot it, just the way it plays out, it's just really interesting. I like it because it's just like crazy guy films everything. Crazy guy gets into street art. Crazy guy starts to make street art. He becomes famous. Like, what the heck? So yeah, like I said, I thought this whole movie was authentic. I thought Banksy directing it was pretty awesome. And overall, I would definitely recommend, especially if you like street art. Or any art, really. I mean, this is very artistic. And if you don't like street art, you watch it. It'll make it interesting for you. You never know, you might get into street art. So as a regular movie, I'd give it around a 7 out of 10. But as an artist, I would probably give it around like an 8.5 out of 10. No, screw it, 9 out of 10. As an artist, I would give it a 9 out of 10. But that's all I have for this film review. Next week, well, actually, he hasn't announced the movies we're watching next week, so just come back to find out. By the way, the link to get to LTA's channel is going to show up right now. But yeah, so subscribe, and peace off.